What's going on, everybody? It's Cooper from the Backpins. Today, we're here with the preview for the upcoming Austin Gambler Days in Austin, Texas. It's going to be a little shorter than normal just due to my scheduling. I got to get going on Thursday night. The bull draws aren't up yet, so I'm not going to give any predictions or picks because I'm not going to see the bull draw until it's too late. I'm not going to have time to get a video up. So that'll be missing out of this video, but we'll get you up to speed on some things that are happening. There's been some transactions that have happened this week, some trades, signings, all that. So we'll go over all that. We'll give you the game schedule for the upcoming Gambler Days this weekend, as well as the Playing for Keeps game of the week and the Put Me in Coach Rider of the week. So we'll have all that. So it'll still be a good video, just be a little shorter today. And before we get into the rest of this video, though, don't be afraid to like, comment on any of the videos. Does nothing but help us out. Lets us know what you guys want to see, etc., things like that. And don't be afraid to subscribe. If you're watching the videos and you like what we're doing, hit that subscribe button. It does nothing but help us out. But we've got a lot to talk about, so let's grab them slides. Let's talk Austin Gambler Days. To kick things off, let's talk about a trade that went down. It happened between the Texas Rattlers and the Carolina Cowboys. That is the second trade these two teams have made. And quite honestly, this one is kind of a tit for tat trade. You're talking about a guy who's healthy versus a guy who's not. The Texas Rattlers received junior Patrick Souza, and they put him on their protected roster while giving up to the Carolina Cowboys Emilio Almeida, who is on their IR. So Emilio is obviously hurt. Junior Patrick Souza is healthy. That's what this move comes down to. The Rattlers are looking to find guys they can put in their lineup that are going to consistently produce. That's what their main focus is in this trade. It's not a huge blockbuster trade, but it's a meaningful trade nonetheless. And in other transactions, the Cowboys put Leonardo Lima on their protected roster. Jess Lockwood, he's going to debut at Austin. He's off the IR. I am excited to see Jess Lockwood back. He should really help that Oklahoma Freedom lineup. Kyler Oliver was also removed from the IR, and the Outlaws chose to put Cole Melanson on the IR. So we obviously are getting really close to seeing Kyler Oliver back. Until I see the bull draw, I'm not going to know if he's going to ride this weekend, but we're getting close. That's a positive thing for the Kansas City Outlaws, no doubt about it. The Texas Rattlers also signed Daniel Keeping, another young guy they're going to take a look at. I can't blame him. The Oklahoma Freedom have released two riders, Matt Triplett and Caden Bunch. I'm a little surprised. Caden Bunch is the first drafted guy we've seen released, up to my knowledge. Matt Triplett's a guy they picked up recently, and they used him a little bit, and they're deciding to move on from him. And that's a little surprising, but I guess they're looking at it from all angles. They're trying to find that best combination for their team. With Matt Triplett being dropped by the Oklahoma Freedom, the Nashville Stampede have picked him up and they put him on their practice squad. So don't know if we're going to see them use Matt Triplett. They didn't the last time they had originally signed him and then dropped him. So it'll be interesting to see how Nashville handles the signing of Matt Triplett. Caden Bunch becomes an unrestricted free agent, meaning any team is able to go sign him. There's no restrictions. Any team in the league can go sign him to their roster. So it's good to see some transactions happening. I'd assume we're going to see more trades throughout this team series. Time will tell, but I'm definitely liking that there's some movement going on. But before we get into the game schedule for the upcoming Gambler Days, let's touch on this MVP race. Jose Vitor Leme, he's still at the top. He's just been incredible in this team series. 10 for 14, 882 and 3/4 points on the year. He's got quite a lead on the guys. He's 3 bulls ahead of the guy in second, Dalen Swearingen. There's a lot of bull riding left. He definitely hasn't locked this thing up, but he's put himself in a really good position to walk away with that MVP award. Like I mentioned, Dalen Swearingen, he's in second, 7 for 11, 613 points. Luciano de Castro, 6 for 11, 515 points on the year. Luciano's having a pretty dang good year. Cody Jesus, 5 for 10, 430 and a quarter points. In fifth, Alisson de Souza, 5 for 11, 418 and 3/4 points. This has been a really good pickup for the Ridge Riders. I've said that a bunch, but they've got 2 guys in the top 5 for the MVP race. That is not too shabby, especially the first 4 guys on that list were first-round draft picks. Alisson de Souza is a free agent. That's really good. Talent evaluation, talent acquisition, very good on Arizona's part. In sixth, Mason Taylor, 5 for 12, 413 and 3/4 points. In seventh, Derek Kolbaba, 4 for 9 on the year, 350.5 points. In eighth, Kansas City Outlaws, Marcus Mast, 4 for 12, 350 points on the year. And in ninth and 10th, Kaique Pacheco, 4 for 12, 348 points on the year. And Tiago Salgado, 4 for 10, 344.5 points on the year for the Stampedes representatives. Like I said, there's a lot of bull riding left before this award gets settled, but right now it's Jose Vitor Lemes to lose. But let's take a break from this video for a couple seconds here and let's talk about Rank Ride Fantasy. If you like the team series and the draft portion of the team series, you're going to love Rank Ride Fantasy. You get to put your general manager cap on and create your own team every week. Week in, week out, you can pick whoever you want as long as it's within the guidelines, the rules of the game. So if you want to take Jose Vitor Leme, have at her. You can have him any week. If you want to take a guy like Cooper Davis, Connor Halverson, you can take whoever you want. It's a fun way to engage yourself in the bull riding that weekend. I've played every week in 2022 for the individual season, and man, it's a blast. It makes it so much more fun when you have a guy you need to do well or a bull you need to do well, and vice versa. If a guy you don't have on your team does really well, it just makes it for more exciting. Play with your buddies, get a little group going, some side betting going on there, bragging rights. That's why people like to compete, is they like to say, well, I'm better than you. I beat you at that or on that day. It's a great time. I can promise you will not be disappointed. You can find them at www.rankridefantasy.com. And I will link their social medias in the description below and at the end of this video. But let's get back to it. Moving over to the game schedule for the upcoming Gambler Days. It's a 3-day event, so 3 games plus a bonus round. Night number 1, these are the Anaheim day number 2 rematches, swapping home and away. The away team in the first game, Carolina Cowboys taking on the Kansas City Outlaws. Game 2, the Oklahoma Freedom take on the Texas Rattlers. Game 3, the Missouri Thunder take on the Arizona Ridge Riders. And in game 4, the Nashville Stampede take on the home defending Austin Gamblers. The night number 2 games are Kansas City day number 3 rematches. Same thing, swapping home and away. First game of the night, Kansas City Outlaws take on the Missouri Thunder. The Oklahoma Freedom take on the Carolina Cowboys. The Arizona Ridge Riders take on the Nashville Stampede. And the Texas Rattlers take on the home defending Austin Gamblers. And finally, the day 3 matchups are Nashville night number 2 rematches. Same deal, swapping home and away. First game, Nashville Stampede take on the Texas Rattlers. The Arizona Ridge Riders take on the Kansas City Outlaws. The Missouri Thunder take on the Oklahoma Freedom, and the Carolina Cowboys are going to lock horns with the Austin Gamblers in the final game of the day. That is going to be one heck of a matchup. I'm excited to see who gets what bulls and all that leading up to that one. That's going to be a really great game, in my opinion, no doubt about it. In the Playing for Keeps game of the week, it's a heavyweight matchup between the 2 and 3 seeds so far in the standings, the Missouri Thunder taking on the Arizona Ridge Riders. This is going to be a knock 'em out, drag 'em out heavyweight slugfest. I really wish I had the bull draw so I could get more in depth with this matchup and just to see which team I think draws a better pen of bulls. But I think this is going to be a great game to watch, and I'm excited to watch it on Friday night. And with the Put Me In Coach Rider of the Week, he's a supplemental draft pick. He was the number 1 pick in that draft. The Oklahoma Freedom get Jess Lockwood back. The 2-time PBR world champion is back. And if you listen to anything Brandon Bates has said, he thinks he's going to make Jess Lockwood a world champion again. It's no secret since Jess won in 2019. Injuries have plagued this guy. It's been hard for him to stay healthy, but if we can see even 75% of the world champion version of Jess Lockwood, this is a plus move for the Oklahoma Freedom. He's going to make an impact on that lineup, no doubt about it. They're going to be able to not have to play so many young guys at one time as they get healthier. I'm excited to see what Jess Lockwood looks like, and I'm excited to see what bulls he's going to get on. I think he's going to have a big return weekend for the Oklahoma Freedom. But I think that'll be about it for today. I apologize for not having any info on the bull draws, the matchups for the first night anyways. I just don't have time to do it on Thursday when they've been putting the draws up. So I apologize for that. But don't be afraid to like or comment on any of the videos. Let us know what you think. Feedback's always appreciated, especially when it comes to content, what we can do to make the content better or Give us your feedback on decisions these teams have been making or my decisions. If you think I'm wrong, let me know. I can handle it. So, and don't be afraid to subscribe either. Does nothing but help. 2 clicks, you'll get notified when we upload new videos. I will link our social medias and Rank Ride Fantasy social medias in the description below. Check out our podcast over on Apple Podcast. We do some different things over there. It's not so detail oriented, it's more just general themes with my partner, James. So check that out if you haven't, From the Back Pins on Apple Podcast. But I think that'll be about it. Until next time, you guys have a great one. Come back and visit us again from the Back Pins.